Unit 3, Lesson 12 deals with translating equations and solving. Alright, our objective for today is to learn how to translate words into algebraic equations and solve. Alright, so yesterday we reviewed translating expressions. And basically an expression, this is something you do have to have written down. Alright, an expression is a mathematical statement without an equal sign. Alright, this is what we worked with quite a bit first semester in distributing, collecting like terms, stuff like that. Usually we end up having to simplify these things. Alright, we don't solve expressions, we could at best simplify them. Alright, when it comes to equations, however, alright, equations are mathematical statements with an equal sign. Okay, again, you have to have that written down. Alright, these are the things that get solved. This is what we've been working with this semester. Okay, example 1 asks us to translate but do not solve. Alright, so in looking at this problem, alright, remember the words from yesterday. If you need yesterday's notes to review, that's something you could always do on your own. Alright, yesterday we saw a problem that looked like this. It said 12 less than x, and it stopped. Today we have this big word is. Right there. Okay, is the biggest word in math. Alright, because it lets you know that you have an equation or even an inequality, as we'll see in the future. Alright, but it also represents half of a problem. This is the halfway point. Everything that's on the left needs to be on the left. Everything that's on the right needs to be on the right of the word is. So when I look at 12 less than x, less than means subtraction in opposite order. So the x is going to jump out to the front, the 12 is going to be behind. Alright, this whole thing is equal to 12, so this 12 is just going to stay right there. Okay, so something you're going to write down is equals an equal sign. B, the sum of x and 7, sum means to add, x and 7, is equal to. Now, the word is sometimes is attached to phrases, not just by itself. So is equal to also is just an equal sign. So whatever's on the left goes on the left, x plus 7. Whatever's on the right stays on the right. Alright? They should never cross until you go to solve. Alright? And then just like yesterday again, we could say we have the product of 5 and y, and product means multiplication. Okay? We have is the same as, which also means equal to. Okay, so we could just say is or is equal to or is the same as. It all means the same thing. It means an equal sign. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to this last set of problems here where we're going to be asked to translate and solve. Okay, so looking at A, I have the difference, which means subtraction, of twice a number, which looks like this, and 8 is equal to 6. Okay, so again, here's my is part. Alright, so the left stuff stays on the left, the right stuff stays on the right. Now, again, the directions asked us to not only translate, but to also solve, because these are equations. So now it's just a simple two-step equation. I add 8 to both sides. That cancels out. That'll be 14. We divide by 2, and we get 7. So in other words, the difference of twice 7 and 8 is 6. Alright. Looking at B. Now again, we see the same thing from yesterday. Alright. We have twice the difference. What happened once again is the word twice jumped from where it was in the middle out to the front. And this has a huge difference in how we translate. Alright. Because now the twice, alright, twice the difference means we want to multiply the answer after we subtract by 2, which means I need to put the difference in parentheses. A number in 8 is negative 12. So again, the word is, I know there's a lot more words to the left than there is to the right, but it cuts our problem in half. Okay? This is the halfway point. Whatever's on the left has to be on the left. That negative 12 is on the right, so it's on the right of the equal sign. Alright, so now we can go ahead and solve this thing. We're going to simplify first. Alright, and then go back to our steps for solving. And again, you'll notice we're going to end up with a very different answer because it was translated differently. So now this answer is 2 instead of 7. All right. 2 more to go. Looking at C, we have the quotient of x and 5 decreased by 12 is the same as 5. So here's your equals 5. I like to, especially when they're a little bit longer and they have more words in there, to take care of the easy part first and then go over here. We have the quotient, that's division, of x and 5 decreased by 12. All right. There's our translation. Now when we solve, we're going to add 12 to both sides first. If you're not sure why I'm doing this, all right, what you should do is go back and rewatch the first few videos of this lesson, of this unit, all right, because that's how we went through solving 1- 2-step equations. All right, so if you don't know how to solve this, you should go rewatch some videos. All right, the last one, we have a number less than 8 is equal to the opposite of 5. The opposite of 5 is negative 5. That's easy enough. Here's my equals to. Now all I have to do is take care of the left. A number that would be x less than 8. Less than is subtraction in opposite order. Your variable doesn't always have to come first. You have to translate it correctly. So less than is subtraction in opposite order. We have to switch those two pieces. Alright, now we got to be really careful when we solve this. Again, this is the type of problem that people look at and say, oh, I see subtraction, therefore I need to add 8 to both sides. The problem is 8 plus 8 is 16. We need 0. So what we should have been doing is subtracting this from both sides, because 8 minus 8 is 0. That cancels out. Alright, and that leaves me with a negative x. And over here, remember I'm subtracting, same sign, add, keep the sign, that's negative 13. Divide by negative 1, and x is equal to positive 13. Alright, so basically the same as yesterday, but we included the is part to this, alright, which then makes it an equation, and equations are meant to be solved, so we did that as well. Alright, make sure again you have these definitions written in, and we'll see you tomorrow in class.